Okay, happy Sunday, everybody. Okay, so yesterday I did the probable cause affidavit for Chad Daybell, and today I've got now the probable cause affidavit of Lori Vallow. And there's a lot of interesting things in here, okay? Some of what we've heard before, and others that we have not heard. So we're going to get into this. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you guys to do, I have a draw coming up for 4 lucky subscribers to win a free read with me. I'll put that link to that video down below, where you got to go and watch the video, and there's a little saying in there that you got to comment in the comment sections of that video, okay, if you want to be entered into the draw for a free reading. Okay, so I will link that down below for the contest to win a free reading with me and 4 lucky subscribers. And you have to be subscribed, okay, to get to be entered into the free reading. Okay, so now with that being said, I'm going to ask that you guys subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys are made aware of when those names are up of who won, and you're notified of any new content that I put up, okay? So with that, we're going to jump right into this, okay? So this is the probable cause affidavit of Lori Vallow, okay? This was filed on February 18th, okay? So let's get right into it here. Okay, so this is a probable cause affidavit of Detective Ron Ball. And this just goes to state that Detective Ron Ball of the Rexburg Police Department, being first duly sworn under oath, disposed and stated as follow: the information contained herein is true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. Okay? And there's only one page like this in here, where this second page is very tiny. Okay, so I'm gonna have it up here so you guys can see. Make it a little bigger. There we go. There we go. Okay, I gotta make this just a little bit smaller because it's not fitting on here. Okay. This just gives his credentials, that he's a detective with the Rexburg Police Department and has been employed in law enforcement for 27 years. All his training classes, 24 hours of training. He graduated from the FBI National Academy in 2015. So this is just his credentials, okay? So he's going to start by saying, on the afternoon of November 25th, the Rexburg Police Department, hereinafter called RPD, was contacted by Gilbert, Arizona Police Department, about a missing child, hereafter designated as JV, who is JJ. Okay, JJ is a 7-year-old boy with autism who was supposed to be living with his adoptive mother, Lori Vallow, aka Lori Daybell, hereinafter Lori Vallow, or Lori. Okay, JJ's grandmother, Kay Woodstock, had contacted the Gilbert Police Department about JJ for a welfare check. Okay, so that was back in November. Lori also has a daughter, TR, that's Tylee, as described further in this affidavit. While RPD was investigating the disappearance of JV, which is Joshua JJ, the investigation grew to include a search for Tylee, who is also missing and had not been seen since September 8th, 2019. I'm aware that Lori Vallow moved to Rexburg with Josh JJ near the first week of September 2019. I'm aware that JJ was enrolled for 3 weeks at Kennedy Elementary School in Rexburg, Idaho. I'm further aware that he was seen by neighbors at and near the apartment in Rexburg. Through the investigation, RPD has learned that the last day JJ was seen alive was on September 23rd, 2019 at Kennedy Elementary School. Okay? On September 24th, 2019, see, it's right here in this affidavit. In Chad's, it said September 24th, 2020. But anyway, okay. On September 24th, 2019, Lori Vallow informed the school that JJ would no longer be attending Kennedy Elementary and that Lori would homeschool him. Kennedy Elementary has informed RPD that no other school has made requests for JJ's school transcripts. Okay? Okay. So we're going to get into this part now. We have not been able to find any witnesses who have seen JJ since September 24th, 2019. I was familiar with Lori Vallow because RPD had previously contacted by the Gilbert, Arizona and Chandler, Arizona police departments who requested help to obtain search warrants for a vehicle in Lori's possession. Said vehicle was related to a possible attempted murder of Lori's niece's ex-husband, Brandon Bordeaux, in Arizona. I'm aware that Detective Ray Hermosillo had also performed intermittent surveillance on Lori Vallow at the request of the Gilbert Police Department starting on November 1st, 2019. Detective Hermosillo reports that he never once saw JJ when he was performing surveillance during the month of November 2019. Okay, the vehicle mentioned in paragraph 6 of this affidavit is a 2018 gray Jeep Wrangler bearing Texas license plate number LWD0997. Said vehicle is registered to Charles Vallow, who is the deceased husband of Lori Vallow. Lori Vallow and Charles Vallow were in the process of getting a divorce when Charles Vallow died. The Gilbert Police Department was interested in this vehicle because it had been identified in an attempted shooting of Brandon Bordeaux in Gilbert, Arizona on October 2nd, 2019. Brandon had previously been married to Lori Vallow's niece, Melanie Bordeaux. At the time of his attempted shooting, Brandon witnessed the Jeep, which he recognized as being the same vehicle that Tylee Ryan regularly drove. Brandon observed a rifle with a silencer come out of the rear window of the Jeep, and then Brandon's vehicle was shot once in the front driver's door frame. As Brandon drove away, the Jeep followed, but eventually turned in a different direction. This same Jeep observed by Brandon was seized pursuant to a search warrant in November of 2019 in Rexburg, Idaho. It is significant that the vehicle Tylee Ryan reportedly regularly drove was still in Rexburg nearly 2 months after the last known sighting of Tylee Ryan. Okay, so then it goes on. I am aware through contact with Gilbert and Chandler police departments that Lori's husband Charles Vallow was shot on July 11, 2019 by Lori's brother Alex Cox. Lori Vallow is now married to Chad Daybell from Fremont County, Idaho. Chad Daybell's wife Tammy Daybell died in Fremont County, Idaho on October 19, 2019. I was informed that Chad and Lori married approximately 2 weeks after Tammy Daybell's death. I later confirmed they were married on November 5th, 2019 on the island, here we go, Kauai, I think it is, in Hawaii. Through our investigation, RPD discovered photographs of their wedding on a beach in Hawaii. Neither JJ or Tylee are seen in any of those photographs. Okay. Okay, so excuse me, guys. On November 26, 2019, Detective Hermosillo and Detective Hope from the RPD went to Lori's home located at 565 Pioneer Road, number 175 in Rexburg, Idaho, to conduct a welfare check. Detectives Hermosillo and Hope met with Lori's brother Alex Cox and Chad Daybell outside the residence. Chad acted as if he didn't know Lori very well and stated he didn't know her phone number. Yeah, okay. Alex told the detectives that JJ was with his grandma, Kay Woodstock, in Louisiana, which was not likely to be true due to the fact that Kay was the individual who first called in a missing child report to the Gilbert Police Department. Well, they screwed themselves right away, eh? Alex said Lori may be in apartment 107. Hermosello and Hope went to apartment 107, but the apartment was completely empty and vacant. At this time, they called me and asked me to come to the premises to help search for JJ. Okay. Shortly after calling me, Detective Hermosello called me again and indicated that he saw Chad Daybell driving a black Chevrolet Equinox away from the residence. Detective Hermosello stopped Chad and asked him again if he had seen JJ. Chad responded that the last time he had seen JJ was in apartment 107 in October. He also admitted he knew Lori Vallow's phone number and provided it to Detective Hermosello. Okay, so he's lying right there when Chad says that he's seen JJ in apartment 107 in October. Okay, because we know now that JJ was killed in September. On that same day, myself and Detective Stubbs of the RPD located and spoke with Lori Vallow in her apartment number 175. We identified ourselves as RPD officers. Lori told us that JJ was in Gilbert, Arizona with a friend named Melanie Gibb. We obtained Melanie's phone number from Lori. We ended our contact with Lori and immediately attempted to call Melanie Gibb. We were unable to contact her. Because Detective Stubbs and I were unable to contact Melanie Gibb, we immediately contacted Lori Vallow again and we requested that she call Melanie Gibb. At this time, Lori told us that Melanie and JJ were at the movie Frozen 2, so it was unlikely Melanie would answer the phone. We instructed Lori to call Melanie Gibb and have her call us so we could verify the location of JJ. Okay. By the evening of November 26, 2019, we had still not heard from Melanie Gibb, so RPD informed Detective Ryan Peeler of the Gilbert Police Department of the information we'd received regarding the children being with Melanie Gibb. I was informed later that evening, around 9:30 p.m., that Gilbert Police went to the home of Melanie Gibb. Melanie was not home, but Detective Pillar contacted her by phone, and she stated that JJ was not staying at her Arizona house and had not been there for several months. Sorry, guys. Just getting over this cold. So on December 6, 2019, RPD was contacted by Melanie Gibb and informed that both Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow had called Melanie on November 26 at separate times and asked her to tell police that she had JJ even though JJ was not with her. Melanie informed RPD that she declined Chad and Lori's requests. This further establishes that the statement made to law enforcement by Lori Vallow on November 26, 2019 was false and that Lori knew it was false. The statement Lori made to RPD about JJ being with Melanie Gibb delayed the investigation into the whereabouts and safety of JJ by requiring us to take time to investigate a lead that was verified as false. On November 27, 2019, RPD obtained search warrants to search Lori Vallow's apartment located at 565 Pioneer Road, number 175, Rexburg, Idaho, Melanie Bordeaux Pulowski, Lori Vallow's niece, apartment located at 565 Pioneer Road, number 174 in Rexburg, Idaho, and Alex Cox's, Lori's brother's, apartment located at 565 Pioneer Road, 107, Rexburg, Idaho. This apartment had nothing in it other than a couple of small items in its garage. Okay, all three apartments are part of the same complex. JJ was not located at any of the residences. It appeared to me that most of the clothing in Lori's apartment had been removed. Other furniture was still inside the residence. RPD believed that she left Rexburg with Chad Daybell the night of November 26, 2019. Melanie Bordeaux later confirmed that Chad and Lori did leave Rexburg the night of the 26th. Wow. Okay. So, during the search of Lori Vallow's apartment, we found evidence that JJ was prescribed risperidone in the form of a pill bottle labeled with JJ's name and the prescribed risperidone. I have learned through research that risperidone is a tranquilizer prescribed to treat irritability caused by autism. The prescription was filled for JJ in January 2019 in Arizona. The risperidone, I hope I'm saying that right, bottle still contains 17 pills. We have verified through the Idaho State Pharmacy Board that said prescription has not been filled in Idaho. On November 27, 2019, RPD also served a search warrant on Lori Vallow's storage unit located at Self Storage Plus in Rexburg, Idaho. Inside the storage unit, we found a blanket with pictures of JJ on it, a blanket with pictures of Tylee on it, a backpack with JJ's initials on it, toys that appeared appropriate for a young boy, winter clothing, other children's clothing, bikes, a scooter, and a photo of him. Well, RPD was further made aware that the credit debit card Lori Vallow provided to Self Storage Plus was declined on January 2, 2020. The owner of Self Storage Plus has reported to law enforcement that as regular operating procedure, he has reached out to Lori Vallow by phone, text, and email, but has not heard back from her. At this time, Lori Vallow has not attempted to provide another debit or credit card to the Self Storage Plus. Okay, and this is since this was filed, okay, which was February 18th, okay. So, soon after we executed the search warrants to find JJ at the apartments in Rexburg, Gilbert Police asked us if we had any record of Tylee Ryan being in Rexburg. Tylee Ryan is Lori Vallow's biological daughter from her marriage to Joseph Ryan, who is also deceased. Go figure. Excuse me. Okay, Tylee Ryan has a brother named Colby Ryan. I'm aware that Gilbert Police has been in contact with Colby. Colby reports the last time he spoke with Tylee Ryan was on August 30th, 2019 via FaceTime. He informed Gilbert Police that when he tried to contact Tylee after August 30th, Lori would give excuses as to why Tylee could not talk with him. Through our investigation, RPD has been informed that Tylee moved to Rexburg with Lori on or about September 1st or 2nd. We have been informed that Lori told Melanie Gibb that Tylee was attending classes at BYU, Idaho. However, a records check at BYU, Idaho, indicates that Tylee Ryan was never enrolled at BYU, Idaho, or any other school affiliated with BYU. Okay. So, RPD verified Lori Vallow moved into the apartment located at 565 Pioneer Road number 175 in Rexburg with Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow on or around September 1st or 2nd. This information was corroborated by Lori Vallow's neighbors who lived in the same complex in the next door apartment. They saw Tylee Ryan at or about around the residence when she moved in with Lori. These same neighbors, I'm having a hard time talking today, guys. It's too early in the morning here. Okay, these same neighbors actually helped Lori move into her apartment. They saw Tylee Ryan briefly a couple of times after she moved in, but have not seen her since the first couple weeks of September. Their son played with JJ multiple times. These same neighbors have further informed us through Detective Stubbs of the RPD that one of their children went to Lori's apartment sometime in late September to play with JJ, and the child was informed by Lori that JJ was not there and that he had gone to stay with his grandma. Another neighbor of Lori Vallow, who lived directly across the courtyard from Lori at 565 Pioneer Road, had a doorbell camera that recorded JJ playing outside on September 17th, 2019. Okay. Throughout our investigation, we are able to determine through phone records that Tylee Ryan accompanied Lori Vallow, Alex Cox, and JJ on a day trip to Yellowstone National Park on September 8th, 2019. We have obtained a photograph of Tylee Ryan at the park entrance through the National Park Service. Also through service of a search warrant, RPD has obtained a photo from Lori Vallow's iCloud account of Tylee Ryan in Yellowstone National Park that is time-stamped on September 8th, 2019. This photo is the last we can find of any record of Tylee Ryan being with Lori Vallow. We have found no witnesses who can verify that they have seen Tylee Ryan since September 8th, 2019. Sorry guys, I just need to get a drink there. Okay. So RPD has verified that Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow flew from Los Angeles, California airport to Kauai, that's Hawaii, on American Airlines on December 1st, 2019. This information was obtained through a search warrant served on American Airlines. RPD cannot find any information suggesting they have returned to the mainland of the United States since that. I'm really sorry, you guys, for all this coughing. I'm just getting over this cold. Okay, so, where were we? RPD cannot find any information suggesting they have returned to the mainland of the United States since that time, and it appears they have been in Hawaii since they arrived on December 1st, 2019. Those same records established that JJ and Tylee were not with their mother, Lori Vallow, when she flew to Hawaii. I'm aware that Chad and Lori currently living at 4141 Queen Emma Drive, Unit 3, Princeville, Kauai, Hawaii. I'm in contact with the Hawaii Police, who are monitoring the condo in which Chad and Lori are staying. The children have not been sighted with Chad and Lori. Further, I am aware on multiple occasions Chad and Lori checked into the Kauai Beach Resort and that no children checked in with them. That information was provided by an employee at the resort. Detective Chad Cataluna of the Kauai Police Department has performed surveillance on Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow in Kauai. He has informed us that he has seen Lori Vallow with Chad Daybell at least 3 times since he was made aware that Chad and Lori were residing in Kauai. I'm sorry, I can't say that word. Detective Cataluna has informed us that not once has he seen JJ and Tylee with Chad and Lori. On December 20th, 2019, the Rexburg Police and the FBI published a press release announcing that JJ and Tylee were missing and that RPD was looking for them and asking for the public's help in locating them. Since December 20th, 2019, this case has received national media attention. Lori Vallow has refused to provide law enforcement with any information regarding the location of her children, Tylee and JJ. Through the investigation, RPD has learned that Lori Vallow used the website www.care.com to find a babysitter for JJ. Through service of a search warrant on www.care.com, we were able to verify the identity of a babysitter who Lori Vallow hired to watch JJ. We contacted this babysitter and she informed us that she watched JJ on the 19th of September. She had met Lori Vallow and JJ the day before, September 18th. The babysitter understood that her employment was to be ongoing. The babysitter reports that on September 24th, 2019, she reached out to Lori Vallow, and Lori told her that JJ had gone to stay with his grandma for several weeks and that the babysitter services were no longer needed. Okay. So on January 16th, 2020, a child protection action was filed by the state of Idaho in Madison County on behalf of JJ and Tylee. Okay, it gives the case number. The court ordered Lori Vallow to produce JJ and Tylee within 5 days of service of the order to the Rexburg Police Department or Idaho Department of Health and Welfare in Rexburg. Lori Vallow was served that order on Saturday, January 25th, 2020 by Detective Chad Cataluna of the Hawaii Police Department. Lori did not produce the children within 5 days of being served and has not produced the children to this date. And again, this was filed on February 18th. Other than any current orders in a pending child protection action in Madison County, Idaho, RPD has not found any court record or any court or any other order establishing guardianship or parentage of Tylee Ryan with anyone other than Lori Vallow. There is a final decree of adoption from the 14th Judicial District Court, Parish of Calcasio, State of Louisiana, establishing Charles and Lori Vallow as the adopted parents of JJ, dated the 25th of July, 2014. As such, the only known living parent of JJ and Tylee is Lori Vallow. Yeah, because the husbands are dead. Coincidentally. Okay. On the days between January 24, 2020 and January 29, 2020, I was in Hawaii with Detective Hermosillo and the Kauai Police Department. I reviewed video of Lori Vallow being served with the order in the child protection case, which was filmed by the Kauai Police Department. JJ and Tylee were not seen in the video. While we were there, 2 FBI agents, Rory Johnson and Douglas McLean, assisted us in performing surveillance on Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow. On the morning of January 26, 2020, they observed Chad and Lori on a beach. JJ and Tylee were not with them. During the afternoon of January 26, I observed the Kauai Police Department serve search warrants on the persons of Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow and on the black Ford Explorer they had rented. Said warrants were served on them in the parking lot of the Kauai Beach Resort. JJ and Tylee were not with Lori and Chad. The following items were located in their possession: birth certificates for Tylee and JJ, Tylee Ryan's financial transaction card issued by BBVA, JJ's iPad identified by his initials on the back, another iPad which was logged into JJ's Apple account, JJ's school registration receipts from Kennedy Elementary in Rexburg, Idaho. Through our investigation, RPD learned that Tylee Ryan's BBVA financial transaction card, which was found with Lori Vallow, is still active and has been used since the last sighting of Tylee. Wow, how sick, eh? Kill your daughter and then use her bank card. I'm assuming that she was doing that so things that she was doing wouldn't be found out, but your daughter's missing. You don't think they're going to check her bank records? Or she did it to try and say that she was still alive. One of the two. Anyway, stupid. Stupid. She's not the sharpest tool in the drawer. Okay, on January 26th, after the search warrants were served on the persons and vehicle of Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow, a search warrant was served on the condominium located at 4141 Queen Emma Drive, Unit 3, Princeville, Kauai, Hawaii, where Chad and Lori were residing. I personally observed the Kauai police perform the search. In the garage of the condominium, there were 2 beach lawn chairs, 2 yoga fitness mats, and 2 beach towels. There were no items in the garage that appeared to belong to any minor child. There was nothing found in the condominium that appeared to belong to JJ or Tylee. Further, there was nothing found in the condominium that would indicate that a 7-year-old boy had been there, such as children's clothing, toys, children's books, children's medication, etc. There was a second room other than the master bedroom in the condominium. That second room had no signs of being lived in or otherwise occupied. Through this investigation, RPD discovered that J had a service dog for his autism. This dog was named Bailey and was trained by a dog training elite AZ. Okay, so dog training elite in Arizona, I guess. On July 22nd, she sent Dog Training Elite Arizona an email asking about finding another family for Bailey due to change in life circumstances. Dog Training Elite picked up the dog on August 30th, 2019. Through this investigation, I interviewed Chad Daybell's parents, Jack and Sheila Daybell, in Springville, Utah. They informed me that Chad and Lori told them in November that Lori Vallow was an empty nester. Whoa. Okay. Through this investigation, RPD has interviewed Jason and Samantha Jewilliam. Samantha Jewilliam is a sister of the deceased Tammy Daybell. Jason and Samantha informed RPD that Chad told them that Lori had no juvenile children. Wow. On February 16, 2020, RPD received a tip from a named individual in Maui, Hawaii, that Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow were renting a car from the Hertz car rental at the Maui airport. The informant provided a picture of Chad and Lori. JJ and Tylee were not with Chad and Lori in the picture. Throughout this investigation, RPD and the FBI have interviewed Lori's bank and financial information. No information has been found which would suggest that Lori Vallow is providing money to anyone to care for JJ and Tylee. RPD has found no evidence or verification of anyone providing for the housing, food, clothing, education, or medical care of JJ since September 24th, 2019, and Tylee Ryan since September 8th, 2019. As of the date of this affidavit, which is February 18th, JJ and Tylee are still missing. Due to, okay, and these are listed from A to G, okay, so due to, Lori Vallow is the legal parent and guardian of Tylee and JJ. Nobody has seen or verifiably heard from Tylee since September 8th, 2019. Nobody has seen or heard from JJ since September 23rd, 2019. Lori Vallow has verifiably been living on the island of Kauai, Hawaii, since the beginning of December 2019 with her new husband, Chad Daybell, and that not once have they been seen with JJ or Tylee. The condominium currently occupied by Chad and Lori contains no evidence that any other person other than Chad and Lori is living there. That medication prescribed to JJ has not been refilled in the state of Idaho at a time when JJ was verifiably with Lori Vallow. Tylee Ryan's financial transaction card was in the possession of Lori Vallow, even though Tylee Ryan is not with Lori Vallow. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell have represented to Chad's family that Lori has no juvenile children. Lori Vallow claimed that she was going to homeschool JJ, but she is not with JJ, and no other educational facility has requested JJ's school records. No verification of another caregiver for JJ or Tylee has been found, and that is as of January 30th, 2020, Lori Vallow failed to comply with a court order to produce the minor children to the Rexburg, Idaho Police Department or the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare within 5 days of being served with an order to do so. I believe probable cause exists that Lori Vallow has deserted Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow pursuant to Idaho Code 18401, subsection 1, which states that it shall be a felony for every person who, having any child under the age of 18 years dependent upon him or her for care, education, or support, deserts such said child in any manner whatever, with intent to abandon it. I further believe probable cause exists that Lori Vallow intentionally and willfully abandoned JJ and Tylee pursuant to Idaho Code 18-403 and 18-405. Okay? Due to the fact that Lori Vallow provided verifiably false information to RPD by telling RPD that JJ J was located in Arizona with Melanie Gibb. That said information obstructed and delayed the investigation into the location of JJ by requiring RPD to investigate a false lead, and that the fact that Lori Vallow solicited Melanie Gibb to corroborate the false information Lori gave RPD. I believe probable cause exists that Lori Vallow did resist, delay, or obstruct a public officer in the discharge or attempt to discharge a duty of his office, specifically investigating a report of a missing child pursuant to Idaho Code 18-705. Due to the fact that Lori Vallow did solicit or request Melanie Gibb to provide false information to RPD regarding location of JJ, which would have further obstructed or delayed RPD's investigation. We're almost at the end, guys. I believe probable cause exists that Lori Vallow did commit the crime of solicitation to commit a crime pursuant to Idaho Code 18-2001. Due to the fact that Lori did refuse to obey lawful order from the court in case number, they give the case number, by failing to produce JJ and Tylee to the RPD or to Idaho Department of Health and Welfare in Rexburg on January 30th, 2020. I believe probable cause exists that Lori Vallow did violate Idaho Code 18-1801, subsection 4. Due to the following facts, I believe that Lori Vallow is a flight risk. Within the day of when we met with Lori Vallow on November 26 to ask about the whereabouts of the children, Lori Vallow had left the state and was in Hawaii within a week. The charges being filed against Lori are very serious. 2 of the charges are felony abandonment of a child, which carry up to 14 years in prison. Lori Vallow has no significant ties to Madison County. She no longer has a home here, and she has abandoned a significant amount of her property here. Lori Vallow has already displayed a willingness to disobey and ignore a court order by not providing JJ and Tylee in Rexburg, even though she was specifically ordered by the court to do so and had adequate time to do so. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell had significant financial resources. I'm aware that Chad Daybell received at least $430,000 in life insurance proceeds upon the death of his wife Tammy. As such, Lori and Chad have resources significant to help them travel and hide from law enforcement and the court. Based on the above, I hereby request a warrant to be issued for the arrest of Lori Noreen Vallow, aka Lori Noreen Daybell, for 2 felony counts of desertion and non-support of children, 1 misdemeanor count of resisting and obstructing officer, 1 misdemeanor count of criminal solicitation, 1 misdemeanor count of criminal contempt. Okay. I respectfully request, based upon the above, that the bond be set in this matter in the amount of $5 million to secure Lori Vallow's appearance in court in Madison County, Idaho. Okay? And this was dated the 18th of February, 2020. Okay? So now we know we found out a few other things in there that we possibly didn't know before. So now we have the 2 probable cause affidavits. We've got Lori's and we've got Chad's, okay? We're going to go back through this here. Okay. So here we got Lori and Chad's. I'm going to go through them both and see things that coincide with hers and his and whatnot. But by the sounds of it, Chad knew what was going on, obviously, okay? Especially what got me was the part where when they went to speak with Lori and Chad insisted that he didn't know Lori very well. Okay, so what are you telling us? She was a one-night stand or something? She moved to Idaho for what? You know, obviously we know what for. Sorry, guys, I had to take a drink there. But anyway, so that's the probable cause affidavit that they went on to get the arrest warrant for Lori. And in that probable cause, that's first time I see that they're asking for such a high bail, okay? And that was when they were asking for the $5 million, which was lowered to $1 million, and I'm assuming it's going to be put probably at $10 million now. Now that the bodies have been found, and they were found on Chad's property, you know. And this is what I was saying before, you guys, in the reads and everything I did. The police knew a lot more than what they were letting on, okay? And I found in a lot of investigations they do that, you know. So these dumb criminals, as Scott Reich says, the dumb criminals, think that they're smarter than the police, that they've outwitted them. They think that, ooh, they don't know this, they don't know that. And that's exactly what Lori Daybell was going on. She didn't think that the police knew any of this, okay? She thought the locker was a secret. She thought a lot of things were a secret, okay? And she thought that she had outwitted them. Meanwhile, in the back, they had no idea that they were being watched by FBI, by the Hawaii Police. They had no idea. So, who's outwitted who? So anyway, so there we go. There's the Lori versus Chad probable cause affidavits. And I'm awaiting now, I believe, any day where there's also going to be probable cause affidavits for the murders. Okay? They're both going to be charged with murder. I have no doubt. 150% they're both going to be charged with murder. Okay? Yes, I've seen a lot in the comments that people are saying they're going to try and blame Alex. But if you remember back in Chad's probable cause, when he brought JJ to Chad's, or sorry, Tylee to Chad's, he was with Chad on Chad's property for 2.5 hours. Okay? The day that Chad says he shot a raccoon and burned limb debris, okay? That day, while all that was happening, because he had said to he sent a message to his wife, what a morning, okay? Yeah, I guess it was a morning, because Alex showed up there at 9 something in the morning, 9:21 if I remember correctly, showed up at Chad's, okay? Chad states to Lori, to Tammy, that he was there, and that he was, you know, by the time he sent that message, it was, you know, basically done, okay? So Chad and Alex have been together since 9 something in the morning, 9:21 I believe. Alex was there for 2.5 hours. I believe that shot was actually killing Tylee, because I can't see how at 9:21 in the morning he would be able to carry. Tylee was, you know, 17. She was a big girl. You know, she was almost woman size. So there's no way that I can see him carrying Tylee to the back of that property without being seen, okay? I don't think they would chance that. So I think he brought Tylee there alive, okay? And I think that shot was them killing Tylee, then dismembering her, and then burning her. And to cover up his ass, sorry for the swearing, he sent a message once it was all done, sent a message to his wife saying that he shot a raccoon and burnt the limbs of debris. Okay? Now, I believe that there had to be several fires, okay? I looked up the degree, the heat degree that would have to be used to burn human remains. And it's for a long period of time at a very high temperature, okay? So we've learned from the neighbors that there were several large fires. So I believe that her remains might have been buried over different times, like in a short time frame, like of days wise, but different fires to be able to burn all of her remains. Okay, and then they buried them. Okay, I think they were buried as they were being burned, and I believe they said that there was bricks over top of her remains where she was buried. So he probably, you know, put those bricks there, like, with stuff on top. I don't know, but I don't think he covered it very well at first, so there was easy access to put the rest of the remains as they were being burned. Okay? So this is what I believe has happened, and it's sad. But there's going to be more coming. And I feel it's going to be very soon. I believe in either one of my pendulum reads or card reads, it had said within the month that, and that was a couple weeks ago, that they were going to be charged with murder. Now, just 2 weeks ago, going on almost 2 weeks, a week and a half ago, they found the remains. Okay? So it wasn't long after my read that they found the remains. So that read was very accurate. And then after that, I believe I did a session where it said that they were going to be charged with murder. So, you know, I'm kind of sad that how accurate my reads have been and my pendulum reads have been. But what I seen in the cards and that is coming to light. So let's see how accurate that was, that murder charges are coming within the month. Okay? These children deserve justice. The family that loved these children deserve justice. And I believe justice is coming. Okay? So with that, you guys, I'm going to ask again that you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're made aware of when I do upload content. And if you've liked this coverage, please hit that like button. Also, if you guys want to be entered into the contest that I am doing for that free 4 people from my subscribers list only are going to be chosen randomly for a free read from me. So if you want to be included in that, please hit that subscribe button number 1, and I will post the link down below in the comments where you can go and post that secret comment that you got to post. Okay, so go watch that video to get that secret comment that you got to post in there, and we'll be doing that draw very shortly by the end of the month. Okay, I'm not going to say an exact day, but you've got to be subscribed to win. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Okay, guys, until the next time, you guys take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.